held the Championship side at bay.
Yeah, I think for 60 minutes we showed good discipline. Again, I've got to say, the great learning experience for the 3 academy players. More continued learning and developing for Morgan, Caleb. I won't say his surname. And pleasingly,
Chukwuemeka.
Chukwuemeka, excellent. Yeah, I was called Caleb. So, no, great learning curve for them. To be involved in the competition, to be involved in the first team, to be involved, coming to a football club that's got aspirations to go higher and to go out and then be on the same pitch competing with these players, and then able to get Ethan Johnson on the pitch as well to give him a taste. And again, I think it's a fantastic learning curve for them. And like I say, for 60 minutes, I thought we were competitive, and then you can tell when our distances became slightly disjointed, then they start having fun with the ball. But they needed to get the goals, and a little bit of fortune with the second goal, and then they start showboating.
Going back to the youngsters, we were speculating it was probably the youngest ever Cobblers attack. You had a couple of teenagers up top in Chukwuemeka and Johnston towards the end. They all had their moments, didn't they? Morgan Roberts with a big cross towards the end, nice cross, and Chukwuemeka with some nice skills, and Johnston with a header in the middle third that was impressive as well. Yeah,
and again, it's fantastic development and continued learning development for the young players. You know, they're part and parcel of our squad, and that's the pathway that we want to try and, when you get an opportunity, go on the pitch and don't get phased. And again, I thought Caleb had some nice touches. Ethan, like I say, won a couple of headers against Championship players. Nearly had a chance for when Morgan Roberts was crossing the ball into the box. You think another half a yard. If the kid had slid in, you never know. He might have made himself a goal. So there's positives to take out of it. Positives again, we're able to rest some players that arguably I could have put on and given them minutes, but the league is a priority, and so we've had a bank of games now where having to be slightly protective with the squad, but even with 8 injuries, and we're still trying to protect some players as well, which shows then the mindset is this competition, an opportunity for the players to come and experience the elite of the Championship. Fantastic for them, but the bread and butter of the league.
And in the end, the scoreline maybe flattered Bristol City a little bit. It was a little harsh, that final scoreline against the Cobblers.
Yeah, but that's again, we're learning. Everything about us is learning and improving and developing. And sometimes you need to pick the bones out of those, the ball mastery that they've got, the technicians that they've got, how quickly they move the ball quickly. And again, but for 60 minutes, we kept our shape, and within it, I think Lindsay I think turned down an opportunity for a shot, but then played Caleb in, then Caleb in one opportunity, just skied it a bit, and it's one of those, that might be the one opportunity that he gets in another game where he'll learn from that. He's got to hit the target, make the goalkeeper work. And then with Ethan, with Morgan's cross, you think waiting for the cross and then making your move, that you lose that yard. But again, now we know when ball's in wide areas, he's going to make up that yard. Caleb's going to hit the target, and again Morgan great learning from Morgan today. Probably he's playing against a very, very good wide player, and I'm going to say, no, what else have you got in your armoury now, Morgan? He's taken you on once, he's taken you on twice. What are you going to do next? Are you going to get physical with him? Are you going to let him know that he can't go where he wants to go? Which means that don't let him down the line, show him inside. But this is all part of their craft and their development that they pick up and will pick up. And again, the best place to learn is out on the pitch.
I saw you having a little chat with Morgan after, I think, the third Bristol City goal. You were clearly keen to get something over to him to impart some information after City had got that goal.
I'll be honest with you, I'll be a little bit crude with what I said to Morgan. If the lad gets the ball again and you're within 3 foot of him, I want Morgan Roberts all over him.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for not swearing.
And but that is part of the game as well. Yeah. You have to admire some players, and some players, you don't let them do what they want to do. And if they're good enough to beat you, then you have to have a plan B.
You mentioned 8 injuries. Let's just go through tonight. You lost Rakic, well, you took Rakic off. I saw Missalou hopping a little bit right at the end there. Are they added to your injury list, Keith, which is pretty considerable already?
Oh, well, we've only got one physio and one physio bed. Yeah.
How many of those 8 you think might be back in contention for Saturday? Sorry, I have to ask you this question every time I meet you now, but it is a problem at the start of the season, isn't it? More than perhaps you'd you'd expect at this point in the campaign?
Yeah, well, we had a meeting 2 days ago. I had a meeting 2 days ago with me, strength and conditioning, and then the medical department. Not so much with the concerns of the injuries, but saying, what have we been doing? Have we been doing enough? Have we not been doing enough? Is there anything else that we could be doing, should be doing? Is there anything else that the players need to be doing? Have we given them too much work in between games? Have we been resting them correctly? Have we given them enough rest? And again, it's just purely down to fatigue. But then again, that can, when you say fatigue, that can come across as a negative, as if we're not fit enough. We're playing. We've had a short break, and we come back in. And we've played a bank of games where we've had Tuesday, Saturday, or Wednesday, sorry. And it's about the load and the stress that puts on players that are playing the minutes. And again, the likelihood is to give us 4 or 5 competitive games and then throw in a bank of games. You'll find that players will be able to withstand the stresses a lot easier and a lot more. Premier League players, Premier League teams are struggling with fatigue injuries, with everything that they've got. When they've got strength and conditioning coaches, pitches, arguably bigger squads than us, but they still get players that are getting excess minutes, that are suffering with fatigue and injuries, very similar to ourselves at this stage of the season. Now, we will become more robust. Give us 2-3 weeks of playing games, so resting, recuperating, and we will be able to handle the stresses and the loads. But we're the same as every other club.
And just a word about selection for Saturday. There's a rumour you might have at least one new body in before the weekend. What can you tell us about that? Is that something that's going to happen, Keith? Give us an exclusive before the weekend.
Where did you read a rumour from?
Well, it's just that...
have you been hanging around outside my office?
Well, maybe. No, I haven't been. But it's a well-known fact that you're still scouting around for maybe another midfielder, for a striker, certainly for a centre-back. Anything like that happen before you go to Shrewsbury on Saturday? Again,
everything's got to be right. We are talking to 3 players. And we're getting to the stage of the crossing the T's and dotting the I's and making sure it's right. Not only right for myself, it's got to be right for the football club. It's got to be right for the player. The player's got to buy into what we're trying to create and get an understanding of what's going to be expected, what the demands that we put on them. Some players are closer than others, and again, because there is competition, because we're going for players that we know have got there's competition for their signatures, but it shows that we're looking in the right place. I think it always helps when you're able to meet the players and meet the 2 of them 2 on Friday, 1 on Monday. If I can bring the meetings forward to tomorrow, then I will do. But again, they've got training commitments and they've got to get permission from their clubs as well.
Okay, and finally about Shrewsbury on Saturday. It's the first away league game of the season. Important to get that first win under your belt as quickly as possible. Be nice to have it at New Meadow this coming weekend. Yeah,
disappointed that Aaron Pierre's not playing. I think, but hopefully
he's really disappointed. He's suspended, isn't he? The former Cobblers centre-back.
Yeah, again, I think probably a lot of Cobblers supporters. As soon as the Shrewsbury game was highlighted, I think everybody would have liked to have seen Aaron perform, because again, I think he was a great servant to the football club, fantastic character in the change room, and I think he is genuinely a nice person. And I think so. Yeah, so I think I'll be glad to see Aaron. Glad to see that he's not playing. I think that does help again. But again, he's another player that applied his trade for the football club. Very committed individual. And again, he went on last season and played in a team that cemented their place in the division above, which shows he's got the skill sets that are needed to do that. So again, we're pleased to have played a part in his progress and his development.
And your league form away from home has been pretty good either side of the end of last.
We only had one game.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm talking about Wembley. I'm talking about Cheltenham away. Talking about the success you had at Wembley against Exeter, and the one you had at Grimsby, of course, just before the lockdown. So I know I slightly convoluted this, but you've been looking to carry on your away form of the last 7 or 8 months and get another decent away result.
You'll get it if I just say yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a waste of effort then, Keith. Give me a bit more than that, please.
No. Again, we've got a relatively a new nucleus within the changing room. So again, the last season, the success from last season, the pluses and minuses from last season, it's a clean canvas now. Now we're starting again, and we're building new identity with new players. And again, very similar to last season when I said it's going to take a little bit of time for the supporters to get to know the new individuals that we've got in the squad, the new characteristics that they bring. But again, I think by the end of the season, by the end of the campaign last season, I think everybody knew and identified the strengths that we had within the squad, and I think they appreciated that. There was a few, well, what's he going to do? What's he going to bring? What's he going to bring? By the end of the season, they were like, he's got to be in the team. He's got to be in the team. He's got to be in the team. And again, and that was down to the identity that the players gained and the appreciation they gained from the supporters by committing to and buying into what we were trying to create.
Thanks for your time, Keith. Thank you.
Cheers.